All right, let's go to another report suggesting too much social media, never good. In this case, a focus on Instagram. Its parent company, Facebook, says it is now trying to discourage users from focusing on physical appearance. But that's only after a Wall Street Journal report saying Facebook researchers knew the photo sharing platform is toxic for some teenaged girls. One finding says that 32% of girls said that when they feel bad about their bodies, for example, Instagram made them feel worse. And here to tell us more about this, to give us some insight, Bay Area psychologist Dr. Margaret Cochran. Hi, doctor. Give us a little context. What is it that's making teenage girls feel bad about using Instagram?
Well, women have in our culture always been sold a bill of goods about our bodies. That's all that matters. How we look is everything. And Instagram has only made that worse because it's filled with images, impossible images. And a lot of filters are used so that there's no way, even if someone wanted to, they could possibly achieve that look in real life.
So, yeah, but why pick on Instagram? I mean, media of all kinds, magazines, TV, movies, most social media in general, reinforcing the same kind of message. Is it because they were sitting on this evidence? Is that why they're getting highlighted?
Well, I think that's part of it, but it's no different than what big tobacco did. They sat on their research. A lot of research is done about alcohol, and people, didn't want to go there either. That's why it's blowing up right now. But Instagram is particularly focused on images in a way that some of the other social media sites are not. But even for adults, when we deal with Facebook, I hear about people who are lamenting, oh, other people have perfect families and perfect children and perfect lives, and my life doesn't look like that. And they feel sad. So you can imagine what it's like to a young person who doesn't have judgment and hasn't been on the earth for a while, done a couple of revolutions and figured out, oh yeah, there are down times, but then you come back up again.
It's not just girls. As you know, I think something like 14% of boys had similar reactions
Yes.
and problems. So, I mean, what can parents do, or teachers, or, I mean, what can be done to help?
Well, what you can do is you really have to have some serious conversations with your kids. And it's not always pleasant because parents don't like to put limits on things because their kids are going to push back. And I'll be honest with you, they're going to push back. Now, I have some good news. When your kids get to be about 25, all of a sudden you're going to get a lot smarter because their brains are going to be pretty much done growing, and they'll realize, oh, I see why they did the things they did. It was to protect me. But in the interim, you may not be so popular. So breathe deeply, eat some dark chocolate, get plenty of rest. Now, what to do? Um, Teach your children about how to use the internet. Texts are not for serious conversations. Set limits on screen time. I know, not very popular. Agree on limits for data. Sometimes kids will go wild with video gaming and spend a lot of money they're not supposed to spend. Be sure that the phone is off before bedtime. Turn off notifications so that they're constantly not hearing beeps and boops. And no phones during family interactions. Phones and social media in general can be very isolating. It gives the teen the illusion of connection, but it isn't really there.
Let's clarify for people. This report on Instagram talks about kids getting, feeling bad, being depressed, but some of it is really quite serious. There are suggestions of
Oh,
kids
yes.
getting suicidal thoughts, right?
Absolutely. I'm seeing children who not only have suicidal thoughts, but I'm also seeing an uptick in eating disorders in a desperate attempt to try and fit into these social molds, and even young people demanding plastic surgery.
Okay, that's really that's depressing. that's
It
that's
is.
terribly depressing. Yeah.
It
Um,
is.
Hey, we just did a story moments ago. You probably heard it. The TikTok challenge, vicious
Yes.
lifts,
Yes.
and go commit vandalism in your school bathrooms, and kids are stupid enough to do it. I mean, it's sort of the same school of thought. Like social media, just it's often bad news.
Well, the desire is to fit in. And if somebody says to a teen, if you do this, then you're part of a larger group. And aren't we clever? We've defeated the adults, because a big job when you're a teenager is to do something called individuate, which is to separate yourself from your parents. But if you're not given constructive ways to individuate, you will find destructive ones.
And I'm not sure that we can count on social media to do a lot about it. I mean, for example,
Nope.
the TikTok thing, they're saying, oh, we'll take down video. But usually by the time they see it and they get rid of it, and if there's a lot of it, it's kind of hard to monitor.
Yeah, yeah, the damage is often done. And that's why it's important that, again, although it will be very unpopular with kids, the parents need to have the password to their devices. If the password gets changed without the parents' permission, the device is taken away for some period of time. And parents have to constantly monitor what their kids are watching, because there are people out there, other adolescents who are like doing this TikTok challenge thing, but they're also pedophiles, sexual predators, scammers, all kinds of awful people. And your kids have no idea. All they know is there's someone on this screen telling them that they're special. And for an adolescent, there's nothing more powerful than that.
All right, Dr. Margaret Cochran, thank you for your insight, and hope it'll be a happier subject next time, because this is very discouraging. But thank you.
I hope so too, and thank you for having me.
Thanks, Doctor.